I have some tragic news that we have to share. To anyone who has listened to the podcast or has watched the videos on our YouTube channel, if you've watched or listened to enough of the content, you might be familiar with our friend Tristan Brannin. He was in our Hitman 2 videos. He was in the videos where me and him were watching Cat cringe playing Honey Pop. He was in the Monster Prom videos that we made. And he was on the Dragon Ball arc episodes that we have made, beginning with Arc 2. So if you're watching this episode, it stands to reason that you've probably seen those other ones. He unfortunately, the night before New Year's Eve, was killed by a drunk driver at 11:48 p.m. Tristan was minding his own business, just driving home from work. And this, I guess I have to say man, but I'd prefer to say monster, who was 3 times the legal limit, had chosen to get behind the wheel, swerved into his lane, and Tristan was found dead at the scene. Tristan was one of my best friends ever since meeting him in university, and I just wish that we had gotten to do more stuff with him. We only knew him for 4 or 5 years. It feels like so much longer than that.
Like, I had in a horrible and just a horrible thing today. Like, today he would have been 24 years old at for the day of recording, and like, I had a Snapchat memory pop up from 4 years ago where he's riding a kiddie bike, and I'm just like, was that really 4 years ago? Like,
the day that we're recording this is January 8th. He would have been turning 24, but that was stolen from him because, I'll just speak candidly, because some asshole douchebag decided to be a selfish prick. I've never understood why someone would even attempt to get into a car that drunk. I mean, when you're that drunk, you know how fucked up you are. You just know. Like, when you're swaying...
It's a miracle that you would be even, like, you can even make it to your car without passing out.
I don't know if he had been drinking at home, at a friend's house, at a bar. I doubt at a bar because of the circumstances of this year.
At the time of this recording, we don't really know anything about the other driver besides his name.
And that he is currently in critical condition at the hospital, but of course still alive. But I do know that if he was with anyone else, well, if any of you who know this other man were there that night and let him get into his car, I hold you personally complicit in the unintentional murder of my friend. At the time of this recording, as far as we know, the max prison sentence he can get is 14 years.
Which is horribly unfair.
He stole a life. He stole a 23-year-old life. A life who, at least in my opinion, had so much better shit coming for him than I probably ever will.
His life was hadn't even really started yet.
He was a part of this channel. He was someone who wanted to be more a part of this channel. And in that, we were trying to convince him to move into an apartment with us, you know, that we could all have as both our home and workspace for our content, where he could basically become permanent third member of the group. And I still can't really bring myself to fully comprehend it. And I don't know if I ever fully will.
Mm-mm.
But I do know that there have been moments, some short, some uncomfortably long, where I have just felt either horribly depressed or lost, and others where I have felt just seething rage, where I just had to separate myself from everyone, or I just know I would have made an ass of myself. And I just...
There have been several gut punches for me in the past few days where I'm afraid to get behind the wheel, or I just all of a sudden just the reality hits that like I haven't had a lot of death in my life, like besides my grandparents, but you kind of mentally prepare yourself for those. But then just for someone close to your age just be taken like that, it just makes the fear of that just heightened, and it's only natural that that would happen. But I guess all what it really boils down to is it was horribly it was not right that he was taken from us so soon. We already it's only been a week, but we miss him so dearly.
We're gonna take a little break after this part, just out of necessity, to even possibly get into a headspace to talk about a goofy Toriyama anime. So, I looked through all of the videos and podcasts that we had, and it made up about 52 gigabytes of data. I don't know why, but I've been obsessed with numbers ever since this. But it just feels like there should have been so many more. It should have been in the terabytes. It was supposed to be in the terabytes, and it just...
Should have had more memories and adventures and stories to shared with him.
I don't know. I plan on keeping his memory alive where I can. Mm-hmm. You know, first and foremost, those videos aren't going anywhere as long as I can do something about that. If YouTube tries to take them down for some other reason, I will fucking go to their headquarters themselves and bitch at them. You know, I will put on a Karen wig. I don't give a shit. But, and I have a gift that was supposed to be for him that I bought that I'll never get to give him. It's literally right here. It is... He collected goggles, like steampunk goggles. And I thought long and hard about what I should do with them now. I've decided that I'm going to keep them in his memory. And since they were for him, if he is still out there somewhere, I'm not a hugely religious person. I'm sure that that's probably come up in some episode or another. If not, you know, now you know it. But I always have believed that there's probably some kind of afterlife, just because the aspect of energy can never be destroyed. It can only be changed. And I don't know. But I'm gonna hope that I don't know. I guess he can use these to kind of tap in, you know, whenever we go somewhere. Because I'm gonna take him with me whenever we go somewhere cool or important, and hopefully he'll be able to either, you know, sense it or kind of zwarp down to the ground for a bit and just take a look-see, I guess. I don't know. But what happened that night was never supposed to happen. People are supposed to be smarter than that, but they're not. So to any of you who may, enjoy a drink now and then or anything like that,
please, for the love of God, don't get in the car.
Think for a goddamn second before you do something that's stupid.
You're not only endangering yourself, you're endangering others.
We're going to take a break. By the time that we come back, you'll have seen the intro sequence or heard the intro sounds. So not much time will pass for you, but for us, it might be a couple days. So
yeah, understandably.
But when we come back, we'll be talking about the general blue arc of Dragon Ball, and if this topic was too heavy and you need a second to pause, please feel free to do that. Mm-hmm. Maybe go refresh yourself on said arc or watch it for the first time if you never have, and that'll definitely help you take your mind off of it for a little bit. But sorry to open with something so heavy and go on for so long, but it needed to happen. Mm-hmm. He was a part of this channel, a part of this show, and you deserve to know, and we deserve to be able to say it. So we'll be back.